What if you were given a second chance to live your life with intention and purpose? Would you waste it on trivial things, or would you focus on what truly matters? For Marcus Aurelius, the answer was clear: live a life of virtue, reason, and inner strength. Today, we'll explore the 10 Stoic rules that guided him on his journey and how you can use them to create a better life for yourself. Rule 1. Take action. Even in the face of uncertainty. Uncertainty is a poison. It's a toxic mindset that will hold you back from achieving your goals and living the life you want. You're stuck in limbo, unable to make a decision because you're too afraid of the unknown. But here's the thing: uncertainty is not something to be feared, it's something to be leveraged. As the Stoics believed, the obstacle is the way. In other words, uncertainty is not an obstacle to be avoided, but an opportunity to be seized. Don't waste your time feeling sorry for yourself, wondering what could go wrong. The truth is, you'll never know what's going to happen until you take the leap. And that's exactly what you need to do. Take the leap, make the decision, and see where it takes you. Most people are too afraid to take risks because they're too afraid to fail. But failure is not the end of the world. In fact, it's often the beginning of something new and amazing. So don't let uncertainty hold you back. Use it as fuel to drive you forward. Cut out the excuses, cut out the fear, and take control of your life. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your decisions. You don't need to justify your choices to anyone else. What you need to do is take action, and take it now. So what's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Or is it something else? Whatever it is, identify it and eliminate it, because before you know it, you'll be unstoppable. Rule 2. Don't let your emotions dictate your actions. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They let their feelings dictate their actions, and then they wonder why they're stuck in a cycle of negativity. But the truth is, you have the power to break free from that cycle. It all starts with self-awareness. Instead of blaming your emotions for your actions, take a hard look at yourself. Ask yourself questions like, am I using my emotions as an excuse? Am I using this emotion as a way to avoid something that's uncomfortable or difficult? Be brutally honest with yourself. You may come to the conclusion that you've been using your emotions as a crutch, and that it's time to take responsibility for your actions. When you're feeling angry, sad, or anxious, don't just react. Take a step back and assess the situation. Ask yourself, is this emotion serving me, or is it holding me back? Be honest about your motivations and your desires. If your emotion is holding you back, make a conscious decision to choose a different response, one that serves you, not the other way around. Rule 3. Stop worrying about what others think. The truth is, no matter how hard you try, you'll never be able to control what others think of you. It's pointless effort, and it will only lead to frustration and anxiety. So why bother? The reality is that people will always have opinions, and those opinions are often a reflection of their own biases, fears, and insecurities. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." This wisdom is especially relevant when it comes to dealing with the opinions of others. Instead of wasting your time worrying about what others think, focus on what you can control: your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. By doing so, you'll be able to cultivate a sense of inner strength and resilience, and you'll be able to navigate the challenges of life with greater ease and confidence. By accepting this reality, you're not passively tolerating criticism or negativity, but you're actively choosing to remain unfazed by it. You're liberating yourself from the unnecessary burden of seeking validation from others. You're focusing on what truly matters: your own goals, aspirations, and values. And you're channeling your energy into areas where you can make a difference. Remember, the only person you need to answer to is yourself. So don't waste your time seeking approval from others. Focus on building your own self-worth and let your actions speak for themselves. Rule 4. Get rid of negative influences. It's a harsh reality, but the people and environments around us can either lift us up or hold us back. And sometimes it's the ones closest to us that are doing the most damage. Negative influences can be insidious, seeping into our lives and sabotaging our goals without us even realizing it. But here's the thing: you have the power to choose who and what you surround yourself with. It's time to take a hard look at the influences in your life and make some tough decisions. Ask yourself, is this person or thing supporting my growth and well-being, or is it holding me back? Be honest with yourself. If it's the latter, it's time to cut ties. This isn't about being ruthless or judgmental. It's about being intentional with the company you keep and the environments you inhabit. As the Stoics say, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the obstacles in our lives can often become the catalyst for growth and change. By eliminating negative influences, you're not only removing obstacles, but also creating space for positive and supportive people and experiences to enter your life. Rule 5. Don't waste time on trivial things. Time is a finite resource, and how we choose to spend it is a reflection of our values and priorities. Yet, many of us waste it on trivial pursuits, surrendering to the whims of social media, TV, or video games. But what if I told you that this kind of behavior is not only unproductive, but also a form of self-disrespect? When you spend your time on meaningless activities, you're essentially saying that your goals and aspirations aren't worth your attention. You're failing to establish clear boundaries around your time and energy, allowing distractions to dictate your schedule. But you have the power to take back control. Start by being honest with yourself about how you're spending your time. Take a hard look at your daily habits and identify the time wasters that are holding you back. Then, make a conscious decision to prioritize what truly matters to you. Set clear boundaries around your time, just as you would around your personal space or your relationships. When someone or something tries to encroach on that time, communicate your boundaries clearly and assertively. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. In other words, living a life of purpose and fulfillment requires discipline, self-control, and a willingness to make tough choices. By taking control of your time and focusing on what truly matters, you're not only achieving your goals, but also cultivating the strength and resilience you need to overcome life's challenges. Rule 6. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Stop chasing the end goal and focus on the journey. We've all been there, so fixated on achieving something that we forget to live in the moment. Whether it's a promotion, a marathon, or building a business, it's easy to get caught up in the outcome. But the truth is, the obstacles we face are what make us stronger, wiser, and more resilient. We get so caught up in the end result that we forget to enjoy the process. But the process is where the real growth happens. It's the early morning runs, the sweat, the pain, and the progress you make every day. That's what shapes you into the person you need to be to achieve your goals. So focus on the daily habits, the small wins, and the tiny improvements you can make each day. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and use it as fuel to drive you forward. Don't let the outcome consume you. Focus on the journey, and the outcome will take care of itself. Rule 7. Use your emotions. Don't let them use you. Stop letting your emotions control you. Negative thoughts and feelings can be overwhelming, but it's time to take back control. You have the power to choose how you respond to challenging situations. Imagine the worst-case scenario. Your business fails, you lose everything, and you have to start over. Now, think about how you'd respond. What would you do? How would you bounce back? As Seneca said, we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Don't let your imagination run wild with worst-case scenarios. Instead, use it to your advantage. Focus on building resilience and mental toughness. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And then prepare for it. Surround yourself with people who support and motivate you, and avoid those who bring you down. Take control of your emotions, and start building the strength you need to succeed. Rule 8. Be prepared to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and things won't always go as planned. But that's what makes it worth living. The Stoics knew that uncertainty can be a blessing in disguise. It forces us to be flexible, adaptable, and open-minded. The key to thriving in uncertainty is to focus on what you can control, your response to it. Don't waste your time trying to control the uncontrollable. Instead, learn to adapt and innovate like the Stoics did. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, was a master of adapting to new situations. He'd adjust his military strategy mid-battle, often turning defeat into victory. So, what's holding you back? Is it fear, doubt, or uncertainty? Whatever it is, use it as fuel to drive you forward. Take ownership of your life and make it what you wanted it to be. Be prepared to adapt and you'll be unstoppable. Remember, the only constant in life is change. So learn to roll with it and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Rule 9. Know your own values. Are you living a life that's true to who you are? Or are you letting others dictate your path? It's time to take control and start living a life of integrity. The Stoics knew that living a life of purpose and values is key to happiness and fulfillment. They asked themselves, what is my duty? And what is my purpose? It's time for you to do the same. Take a hard look at your values. What do you stand for? What do you want to achieve? Don't let others define your path. You define it. When you know what you want, you'll make decisions that align with your values. You'll say no to things that don't serve you and yes to things that do. Don't be a passenger in your own life. Take the wheel. Set clear boundaries that safeguard your dignity and values. Communicate what you want and expect from others. Look them in the eye and demand respect. You deserve to be treated with respect and kindness no matter what. So, start acting like it. Take control of your life and live with purpose and integrity. Rule 10. Practice self-compassion. Stop beating yourself up. You're not perfect, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's human. The Stoics knew that self-criticism is a waste of time and energy. It's a toxic mindset that holds you back and prevents you from reaching your full potential. It's time to practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Remember, you're doing the best you can, and that's something to be proud of. You're not defined by your mistakes, you're defined by how you respond to them. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Don't let external events dictate your self-worth. Take control of your mind and your emotions. Choose to let go of negative self-talk and self-criticism. Forgive yourself. Let go of the guilt, shame, and regret that's holding you back. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It's a gift you give to yourself, not to others. When you forgive yourself, you free yourself from the chains of self-doubt and self-criticism. You open yourself up to growth, learning, and transformation. So start treating yourself with kindness and compassion. Stop beating yourself up and start building yourself up. You deserve it. You're worth it. And most importantly, you're capable of it, just like the Stoics.